If he's named Splash Warfly, then why is he the ocean boss? Anyway, hello, Mega Man X7, it's back. We've got one Maverick left to go, before we can get to, well, cleanup, and then the end. And that Maverick is Splash Warfly. So, this might be my favorite stage in the game. I really enjoyed this one, though, fair warning, we're going to be seeing a lot of loading screens.
Can you hear me?
I mean, at least it's not Sonic 06, so they're only a little long. They're only like 10 seconds. Alright, so we've got this warship, which, in the first place, looks cool as hell. I love this one. I think this looks rad. Though, the ship in itself isn't gigantic. We also have to be careful of all these guys. You can't dodge that! If only I had the powers of a runner bomb. Now I'm good, thanks. I think by now, my opinion on A-Trans is just, no, I don't really want to, thanks. I really wish they didn't make it annoying to activate. Like, okay. Oh, well, that exploded. Like, I get they don't want you to be super OP, but man, everything bullet sponges too much to make A-Trans worthwhile, and oh, hello. Here's our mini-boss. So this guy right here is kind of just right out of Cannon Spike. It's an airplane on a weird spinning square. God, just set this to one of the boss themes from that game, and yeah, no, this is exactly Cannon Spike. X, where's your special attack that, like, puts you in a big hamster ball? That one's really useful. Could only ever beat that game as Mega Man, and also in co-op. I'm not that good at Cannon Spike, but I do like it. I mean, it is a Capcom game, so it's not unreasonable to make that comparison. Cannon Spike Steve just made his way from that dev team to this one for this specific mini-boss, and then they chased him off with a broom. Okay, so part 2 of this stage. The boat is now on fire, because in fairness, a lot of things have been exploding on it, and also the runner bombs are actively trying to blow up the ship, just as we move. So yeah, the main reason I like this stage is because it just feels very varied. Like, in general, I definitely prefer the overall stage aesthetics of this game to X6. I just feel like they're a lot more fun, in general, but I don't feel like a lot of them particularly live up to much more than just looking a bit prettier than, I guess at this point it's fair to say X6 is probably my least favorite X game. But, I think this is, like, the one that is very dynamic. You know, it does take a lot of loading screens to do, but it changes things up, and the result is you just get a bunch of short but very cool feeling segments where the environment is just actively being destroyed as you go. And also there are dragons here for some reason. Yeah, sure, why not? This boat's been blown up enough as it is. Let's just add some dragon mechanoids, why not? There we go. Alright, so that takes care of that. And now we leap into the sea. Alright, what's the next part of the stage look like? So the boat's even more on fire now. The boat has further been damaged. I'm just glad the boat's not a mechanoid. If this thing could think and or feel, oh, it would be in so much pain. Anyway though, there's not much else to say about the stage though. Very cool, but also relatively straightforward, kinda simple. I still think I miss a few rescuable Reploids in this one, but there's really not too much to explore exactly, which is fine. I think in general this game's pacing is a little slower than, you know, your average SNES or PS1 X game, just because of the things they had to do to put it on PS2 and, you know, make it a 2D, 3D hybrid. It takes a little bit of a shot to speed for that, but I feel like it's actually kind of fast enough. And that is in part because of the hack, I will say that. You have to recall that I am playing a version that somebody specifically improved upon all the things people thought were slow about the original. But I will also say, although it isn't exactly like the neatest transition, I actually really do like the implementation of 2D and 3D in this game. Like, obviously, it makes it really obvious when you switch. There's a designated part of the UI that tells you, hey, you're in a 2D or 3D section. Although, to be honest, I feel like the visual language of this game mostly makes it so I don't think you necessarily needed that. Also, how's the boat doing? Oh, in complete shambles. It's just ruins now. And yes, this looks cool as fuck. God, this is such a good stage. But yeah, like, this doesn't look like a 3D segment. I don't think I need the UI necessarily telling me. But, players can be different, and, you know, I could be wrong about different sections. But that being said, I just really appreciate, like, how they managed to make 2D and 3D feel in this game. And also the fact that they aren't inherently, like, one or the other exactly. By which, well, I mostly mean just the 2D sections do have depth to them that I really like. Like that one hill segment in Soldier Stone Con stage. That just looked cool.
You've made it this far, but this is the end of the line.
Your battleship lies at the bottom of the sea. Don't you think it's about time you made your escape?
Idiots! This is all according to plan.
I wanted to get kicked in the dick! What? Why? That's stupid.
For me.
Actually, this is what my boss arena's supposed to look like! Oh, okay, you could just design that, though. Why didn't you just do that?
Alright, so Splash Warfly is actually a pretty tough boss. Definitely not recommended as your first. He moves pretty fast, and he does just like leaving the battlefield. Though that being said, camera can be a little bit of a pain. But I think this is kind of a fun, frantic fight, which I would have enjoyed a lot more, and probably would have practiced at least a little bit more, if not for my A-button problem, which is, you know, now fixed at the time of doing the commentary, but, was not when I was recording. But yeah, no, like, I would probably still take hits, because he's got a lot of attacks. He's got a good AoE to just kind of burst out to hit you with. He likes charging you. In, like, 2 different ways, jeez. So yeah, obviously at this point, I've got a lot of HP, so taking hits isn't a huge deal. As long as you didn't take too much damage throughout the stage, which should be fairly easy. There's a lot of easy-to-rescue Reploids, including 2 at the end, which are just freebies, basically. At least for Zero they are. But yeah, you might need to take advantage of character switching. But I was able to tank this one. Again, I kind of would have preferred if I didn't have to as much. I don't know if I would have perfected in a timely manner that I would have been fine with. I don't know, I kind of like just being able to leave things at well enough at this point. Kind of dig that. That might also be one of the reasons I prefer this over X6, is just because I'm letting myself actually take hits and to be fine with it. Oh, also, Splash Warfly is voiced by Ryan Drees. But, yeah, no, fun fight overall, though. Even if it's not quite the level I would have liked to, be at in terms of performance, still a fun one to do. Again, I just wish the camera were a little better. Oh, and I missed one guy. Ugh, that sucks. Well, we got the upgrade people, so... not much to really do anymore. Got about all of the upgrades I necessarily need. The last 2 powers are a little weird, so... let's give X a bit more of a rapid fire, sure. Alright, Alright, well, that'll do it for this episode of Mega Man X7. Next time, it's that time. It's cleanup. It's always gotta happen, cause you always miss something.